Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Quick shout out to my newest patrons, Mike L and Nick M. Thank you for choosing to support the channel. Chuck Cook put out some highlights from his experience with 12.4.1 and his unprotected left. Here's his commentary.
Smooth and median. Wait in the median. Nice. Nice. Don't go. Okay, don't scare me here because these cars are coming very, very closely. I'm going to hit the cameras for you there. Okay, now it can go in the left lane, right? Now, oh boy, it pre-rolled that car. The pre-roll in 12.3.6 almost hit a car. That pre-roll was smooth, and it didn't scare me. So, guys, this is an improvement.
Chuck has, of course, run thousands of tests on that specific turn, and then replying to Chuck, Elon said, so much is new in 12.4, it'll take a few more point releases to smooth it out. I can understand why some people may think 12.4 may not go to a wide release now until maybe .3 or .4, but I don't think that has to be the case. Example, .2 could be good enough for a wide release, and then Tesla continues the smoothing from there after the wide release. You can take these comments however you will. Alex on X said the $25 trillion Tesla bot valuation is too conservative, to which Elon replied, yeah. More importantly though, replying to CERN on X, Elon said bots would be offered both as rentals as well as to buy, but the former first. Pretty wild to think at some point in the future a Tesla vehicle could autonomously deliver an Optimus bot to your home for the day, use it for whatever task you need it for. At the end of the day, it gets right back in the Tesla car and back to the hub or wherever it goes. And replying to SMR talking about ARK's base case and that meaning Tesla adding $1.5 trillion in market cap every year for the next 5 years, Elon said AI just breaks all conventional valuations. On that front, Elon said working on Tesla Master Plan 4, it'll be epic. If you go back to Tesla's Master Plan Part 3, Sustainable Energy for All of Earth, that was published on April 5th, 2023. Master Plan 3 included repowering the existing grid with renewables, switching to EVs, switch to heat pumps in residential, business, and industry, electrify high-temperature heat delivery and hydrogen production, sustainably fuel planes and boats, and manufacture the sustainable energy economy. Just a guess, but given that Master Plan Part 3 was really Earth-focused and sustainable energy-focused, Master Plan 4 may be a bit more Tesla-focused and specifically Optimus and robotaxis. And perhaps a more tangible way for Tesla to actually benefit from all of the distributed compute with the inference computers in Tesla vehicles around the world. Of course, when they're just sitting idle. Given the depth and the length of Master Plan 3, it was a 40-page document. I would expect Master Plan 4 to include some things that many of us are not even thinking about right now. Also important to note, Elon said working on Master Plan Part 3 March 17th, 2022. So from that post to when it was actually published was roughly 13 months. I do think it's reasonable to expect Part 4 to be released sometime in 2025, if not early 2026. Reading the tea leaves, this also means good things for Elon committing to Tesla longer term, and most likely he's expecting a new compensation plan sometime in the next 2 to 3 years. Tesla has sued its former supplier, Matthews International, for allegedly stealing trade secrets related to Tesla's battery manufacturing process and sharing them with Tesla's competitors. The lawsuit said Matthews owes damages that Tesla conservatively estimates will exceed $1 billion for misusing company trade secrets related to dry battery electrode (DBE) manufacturing tech. Pittsburgh-based Matthews began supplying Tesla with manufacturing machinery in 2019. Tesla said it shared secrets with Matthews related to DBE, and the lawsuit said Matthews shared Tesla's innovations with unnamed competitors by selling machines and other technologies embodying Tesla's trade secrets. It also said Matthews claimed Tesla's inventions as its own in patent filings. Tesla asked the court to block Matthews from misusing its trade secrets and hand over patent applications in addition to requesting monetary damages. This could turn out to be a pretty big deal, as DBE was one of the most important ingredients of Tesla's secret sauce for its new battery chemistries. And as we've seen, it's also become one of the hardest problems to solve for Tesla, as as far as we know, they're still trying to crack the code on the cathode side. In response, Matthews came out and said Tesla's lawsuit is simply a new tactic in their ongoing efforts to bully Matthews and improperly take Matthews' valuable IP, and that it would vigorously defend the matter. For now, we don't know which competitors got which trade secrets. Tesla's refreshed Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive variant that previously has not qualified for the tax credit is now officially eligible for the full $7,500. How exactly Tesla is pulling this off is still a bit of a mystery. You could speculate maybe 2170 production at Giga Nevada is up, but you also have to keep in mind this variant for Tesla is its highest volume vehicle under the Model 3 umbrella. So that 2170 production would have to be way up. Either way though, turning this slider off, the long-range all-wheel drive vehicle now starts at $47,490, so taking off the $7,500 would bring it down to $39,990, which yes, is most likely going to bump most customers up to the long-range trim rather than the rear-wheel drive because it's only about $1,000 more expensive after the tax credit. As of now, the base model does not qualify for any tax credit. You guys know I'm not one to attribute daily Tesla stock moves to any one news item, but this one could break that rule. That's because this is a higher volume vehicle for Tesla, and overnight it just became $7,500 cheaper for many consumers. The Texas Secretary of State posted on X, "Welcome to Texas, Tesla. I'm proud to sign the papers bringing the company's incorporation to the Lone Star State." I'm guessing when Tesla fully wraps up the Delaware court case, they focus on a dual class structure in Texas, with that second class being voting shares only. That would be one way to get Elon to his desired 25% voting control of Tesla without anything from a new compensation plan. Last week, we talked about how Tesla was granted approval for FSD testing for 10 vehicles in Shanghai. Now we're also learning an additional city, Huangzhou, may also issue approval for Tesla to test FSD. As expected, the initial tests will be conducted by the Tesla staff. Replying to a Mark Andreessen post on X, Elon said the new Tesla Roadster can fly. If I was someone who put down a big deposit for the Roadster around 7 years ago, I would be responding with, "It better fly and then some." In case you didn't know, the Dubai Police Department has a luxury fleet of vehicles to which they have now added a Tesla Cybertruck. Also in their police fleet, a Lamborghini Aventador, Audi R8, Bentley Continental, McLaren MP4, Bugatti Veyron, Aston Martin, and the list goes on and on. On Friday, some members in the Cybertruck Owners Club forum were saying that their deliveries for the weekend were now being delayed roughly 1 week thanks to a wiper motor issue. And just so you know, there are multiple users reporting this problem and their delivery dates being pushed back roughly a week. It's not just one anecdote. And there are plenty of awesome Cybertruck wraps out there, but I'm not sure I've seen one that's cooler than this. For all of the marketing that Tesla does with the Cybertruck, towing around that glass box with the Model Y, for example, I think it should be wrapped with this one right here. For audio listeners, it's an American flag. Tesla isn't wasting any time with getting Elon's compensation squared away, as they're now looking for legal recognition of the shareholder vote. Tesla wrote to Judge McCormick that the parties in the pay package case should now lay out their legal interpretations of Thursday's ratification of Elon's pay. In the letter, Tesla said the approval of ratification by Tesla's stockholders significantly impacts the claims and issues in this action, including the court's final judgment. Greg Verallo, the 9-share shareholders' attorney in the case, said the ratification had no legal effect on the case and that he would explain his argument in a brief due Friday. On the surface, that does seem crazy because if you remember, the main thrust of McCormick rescinding Elon's comp plan was that the shareholders were not fully informed, and this time around, they most certainly were. However, Tesla has said the ratification process was novel, and it was unclear if McCormick and the Delaware court would accept the result. Can you imagine if after all of this, Judge McCormick still shoots down Elon's 2018 pay plan and decides to award the lawyers with $6 billion in fees? fees. It truly would become a spectacle of epic proportions. Now, I do think the chances of that happening are very unlikely, but it's not fully off the table yet. You may remember earlier this year, Tesla released a new API on the energy side specifically for solar, Powerwall, and EV chargers. This effectively gave third-party developers the ability to interact with Tesla products. You may also remember that a while back we talked about Tesla partnering up with Octopus Energy for a new smart energy program. But later, thanks to market conditions, Tesla decided to retire the Tesla Energy plan from the UK in partnership with Octopus. But now we're learning of a newer version of this partnership, something they're calling Octopus Flux. With this new version of the partnership, Octopus is certified to install Tesla Powerwalls in Spain and the UK. Tesla Powerwall customers in both countries will be able to access Octopus's range of smart tariffs, including Intelligent Octopus Flux, which is designed to respond flexibly to prices throughout the day, charging batteries when prices are low and selling when they're high to support the grid during peak periods. Octopus says this can save customers around $315 annually when compared to a standard import and export tariff. Step 1, if you're in Spain or the UK, you would need to become an Octopus Energy customer. There's a CNBC article going around talking about the used EV price crash, and they're trying to insinuate that the value of electric vehicles is effectively plummeting, but you have to keep in mind there are many factors that affect used car pricing. Specifically for Tesla, you have to factor in 1, the new car prices, so as Tesla lowers those, that will bring down the used car pricing. Second, you have to keep in mind what Hertz has been doing over the past 6 months, which has been flooding the used EV market with their Tesla inventory upwards of 20,000 vehicles. And zooming out industry-wide, it can be tough to discern the true value of a used EV without doing some battery health tests and things of that nature. So this does not mean that EVs can no longer be premium vehicles, and if you're looking for a good value, now may be a good time.
Thing is big. We could have a jacuzzi or something, but what's going to be different about the frunk with the Gravity?
You'll be able to drive up to your favorite beauty spot, open the frunk, and lounge there and watch the sun going down.
There will be seats?
It's seats in the frunk.
Oh.
We anticipate a version of Gravity starting from under $80,000. Well, I think that if we look back in time, 10, 15 years ago, Tesla was the tech leader. I think there's a degree of distraction now, and I think that Lucid has taken that mantle. I believe we're a number of years ahead in terms of our core technology from Tesla. I announced earlier this week that we've hit a landmark level of capability, that we're hitting the magic 5 miles per kilowatt hour. No one else is even close. So this is a tech race. It's yet to run its course, and we have taken the mantle of leadership, make no mistake.
Now look, in fairness, Lucid does have an edge when it comes to certain efficiency metrics, but I think as we all know, what really matters is selling EVs profitably at scale. And the truth is, right now, Lucid is not close to doing either of those. There are some pictures circulating around the web of a new Starlink Mini dish, and Elon has said that this is going to roll out in a few months. So an even more portable Starlink dish, Elon said, "I just set it up right now and I'm writing this post through space. Took less than 5 minutes, easily carried in a backpack. This product will change the world." About half the price of the standard dish to buy and monthly subscription, but you can still watch multiple 4K video streams simultaneously, 23 millisecond latency. Elon continued, "Yes, better ping than many cable internet connections." Here's where Elon said it rolls out to select areas in a few months, and Mini can be a great low-cost option for a good backup internet connection if your landline goes out. At this point, I think Starlink news is carrying a bit more relevance for Tesla investors, given that Elon confirmed long-term Tesla shareholders will have first access if Elon does IPO any of his other ventures. According to FCC documents, the Mini dish is supposed to be about the size of an Apple MacBook, and it will feature a kickstand. Based on the standard Starlink dish pricing, the Mini could be around $250. And in that screenshot from Elon, it was showing 100 megabits per second down and 11.5 up. Waymo posted their 5th generation Waymo driver provides more than 50,000 trips to paying riders per week. week. Now they're introducing their 6th generation Waymo driver as it begins sensor testing and validation. They said it'll have a simplified and cost-effective design that can autonomously navigate colder cities and help us further scale. There's not much out there on this new vehicle yet, but clearly it looks more like a van and is still very sensor heavy. As far as we know right now, Waymo's fleet is still only around 500 vehicles, so hopefully Gen 6 and this lower cost architecture may bump that up by an order of magnitude. I did look for a corresponding Waymo blog post about this, but nothing so far. Kia has announced its upcoming EV3 for North America will be built in Mexico to take advantage of the tax credits, meaning a vehicle that starts around $30,000 you may be able to get for around $22,500. As you can see, the EV3 is essentially a smaller, more affordable version of the EV9. They're saying production in Mexico could start as soon as next year. Mercedes put out some official EPA range figures for its upcoming EQB vehicles, and let's just say it may be DOA. On the low end, you're looking at 205 miles of range, and on the high end, you're looking at 251 miles. This for a vehicle that starts at $53,000. This vehicle will not qualify for the tax credit, as I believe it'll be built in Hungary for the US market. This little guy right here from a company called Eli Zero is coming to the United States in Q3 of this year. It costs around $12,000, has a range of up to 60 miles, but it only goes 25 miles per hour. What do you guys think though? Because personally, I just cannot see this catching on in the United States. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is what would happen if my family was in this in an accident. Plus that top speed of 25 miles per hour really limits where you can go. However, for a potentially small niche, this vehicle should be coming soon. Tesla stock closed the day at $187.44, up 5.3%, while the Nasdaq was up 0.95%. It was a higher volume day for Tesla, trading about 26 million shares above the average volume the past 30 days. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please like the video if you did. You can find me on X and the Electrified newsletter linked below, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.